Hi everyone, in this video I am going to share with you an important distinction between Australian market with Singapore market from a foreigner point of view. So if you are actually foreigner and if you are not an Australian resident yet and you want to invest into Australia, or if you are thinking of investing into some other countries like Singapore, what's the difference between these two markets, particularly from the commercial point of view as a foreigner. So let's look into it. Now, first of all, in Australia, if you want to invest into commercial property and if you are not a permanent resident or a citizen, then it is possible, 100% possible to invest into commercial market through FIRB, foreign investment rule, right? As a foreign investor, you need to take these permissions via FIRB, and if they approve, then you would be able to invest into commercial market in Australia. Whereas in Singapore, there is no such approval needed. You can freely invest in commercial property in Singapore without any kind of approval. There is no need for any approval. You can straight away invest. So this gives you an edge in Singapore, particularly if you want to invest as a foreigner into commercial property. So when it comes to the Australian market, that FIRB can take about 3 weeks to sometimes even 3 months. So that way it is longer. It times takes to invest into commercial market in our country like in Australia. Whereas if it is in Singapore, then it is free, right? You can start investing, so you can make that deal quickly as compared to buying this in Australia. In Australia, if you are a foreigner, you can still buy properties in a trust, and you can set up a company, and even through different funds you can invest into that through this FIRB approval needed. Whereas in Singapore also you can do through the fund, and it's free, so you can invest into in Singapore. So that way both places you can invest, but in Australia it is always that FIRB approval needed. In Australia, what you call the capital gain tax applies. It means like if you buy as a foreigner and then the capital gain happens after later on whenever you sell, then the capital gain tax that you have to pay, and also the stamp duty. On top of the stamp duty, there is extra 2 to 3% that you have to pay as a foreigner, extra duty fees. Whereas when it comes to Singapore, then also you need to pay the extra stamp duty about 2 to 3%. It's called buyer stamp duty in Singapore, and that is typically about 3 to 4%, plus GST if it applies. So in a nutshell, I would say that if you are a foreigner and if you want to invest as a foreigner, perhaps Singapore would be a better option than Australia, simply because there is more regulatory approval like FIRB approval needed in Australia, whereas in Singapore it is free. So if you want to invest into commercial property and if you do not have Australian citizen or Australian permanent residency, then perhaps you could explore the option of investing into Singapore. I hope you find this video is helpful. If you like this video, consider subscribing our channel, turn the notification bell on so you get to see more videos like this, and it also helps us to reach out to more people like you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.